The Princess and the Frozen Lake. In the kingdom of Raven, the long winters were both a blessing and a curse. There were tall snow capped mountains and endless fields of frost. The land was filled with beauty, but the endless cold and snow made survival difficult. There was a lake at the heart of the kingdom, which was once very beautiful and had sparkling water, but now it was completely frozen. The lake was a source of life giving resources for the people of the kingdom, like water, food in the form of the fish that swam beneath, and a place for the people to gather. But over the years, the winters became harsher and the lake became frozen solid without any signs of thawing. The villagers began to suffer. Their crops were dying, their livestock were freezing, and the once fertile lands were becoming barren. The elderly and the kids were falling sick because of the extreme cold. For months together, the kingdom was trapped in the icy grip. There seemed to be no hope. One day, when the cold wind was blowing through the streets of the kingdom, Princess Alana stood by the window of her castle and was watching the snow swirl. She had heard stories from her ancestors about a hidden fire beneath the lake. This fire was said to be magical, capable of bringing back life to the land and melting the frozen waters. But the fire could only be awakened by someone who possessed true perseverance and someone who could endure the harshest conditions. The fire was not seen for centuries, and the kingdom had given up hopes of seeing it again. As the crown princess, Alana knew that it was her duty to do whatever she can to save her people. She couldn't see them suffering, and so she made a decision. She wore warm clothes, took a pickaxe and a lantern, and took off towards the frozen lake. The people tried to stop her, saying, "Your Highness, this is too dangerous. The ice is too thick. You cannot do it alone." But Alana ignored them and continued. The journey to the frozen lake was extremely difficult with frozen winds and icy roads that were slippery. Every step was a challenge, but the princess did not stop. She was determined. The frozen lake lay ahead of her like a vast unbroken sheet of ice. It was miles and miles of thick frozen ice. She found it impossible to find the fire under the thick sheets of ice that seemed impossible to break. But Princess Alana set to work immediately. She raised her pickaxe and began striking the ice. She kept on striking, but it did not seem to make any difference. Days passed and Princess Alana was losing hope. She was getting sick and many times thought about going back and abandoning the mission. But every time she turned back and looked at the village and her people and their hopes in them, the strength returned back to her limbs. One day, when Princess Alana was struggling with the ice, a traveler appeared in the distance and approached her with a kind smile. He said, "Why do you work so hard, Princess? The ice is too thick and beyond anyone's ability to break." The princess looked at him and said, "Because my people are suffering. I cannot let them lose hope. I cannot let them face this winter forever." I must find a way to save them. The fire beneath this lake can melt the ice and restore life back to the land. I must find it no matter what. The traveler was impressed by her determination and said, "Okay, then let me help you." And then both of them started striking the ice together. Slowly, other people from the kingdom also joined them, and they all started striking the ice. Now everyone had one goal: to break the frozen thick sheet of ice and reveal the fire beneath. Weeks passed by and there was little progress. Just when the princess was about to lose hope, something extraordinary happened. On one final strike of her pickaxe, the ice cracked loudly and a bright light began to shine from beneath the lake. The light grew brighter and warmer. The fire beneath the lake was awakened. The frozen surface began to break apart and the water began to melt. The lake was getting filled with life-giving warmth. The people started cheering. They were overjoyed to see the fire. They were happy to see life returning back to the land. The princess was successful in her mission. She had given life back to her kingdom. Her determination and hard work had made something that seemed impossible into a reality. The life-giving fire was now always burning beneath the lake, providing warmth and life to the people of the kingdom. The princess seemed content and happy now. The moral of the story is perseverance, even in the face of overwhelming challenges, can lead to incredible changes. When you work towards a greater purpose with determination, the world around you can be transformed. The determination and strength of one person can inspire the entire community to overcome difficult obstacles together.